Ball.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, chat. Don't check the
Hi.
basement.
Hey, also, yeah, there you go. I was going to say,
It takes
I
a
don't know if
little
there was a
bit.
delay. Yeah. But hey, chat, how are you guys doing today? What's going on, 121? Thank you for rejoining us, sweet and sassy. Thank you to Caden for giving them that shout out.
Even though there's. Okay, yeah, there's the shadow.
Yeah. So, we are back once again to do another session of Fate, Pride of the World. And for the recap, last time you guys had what could potentially be a fateful encounter inside the doppelganger hideout. You, after a very intense discussion between Marcus and Hope and Jacques about responsibility and leaving Ari alone, um, I think it's hilarious. Ari is treated like the child of the group, and she is like older than twice two of you put together.
Who ordered two?
Any one of you two.
I'm a child for my age. Thank you very
Back in
much.
mine.
Who said I was
uh,
emotionally mature?
yeah. But after that, you guys rested up and then went to the doppelganger hideout in the early mornings of the hour, and I hope to catch them while they were uh, least suspecting it and with their guards hopefully down. You investigated the place, and where you actually discovered that Philip's girlfriend, Elizabeth, was in fact one of the doppelgangers. However, she was slightly different. After a conversation with her, um, you guys came to the conclusion that she was not able to act against the other doppelgangers despite her wishes to. She did not care for them. And then you've also struck a deal with her after much deliberation, to which point she gave a buff to both Laguna and his familiar, which, due to antics dealt by Laguna and his familiar, Hope decided to use the familiar as a projectile against the other two doppelgangers. Um, you guys managed to defeat the other two doppelgangers with relative ease, which afterwards you brought them outside and torched their bodies and then buried what was left of Gil and did a ceremony for Gil. It is currently 5 o'clock in the morning. You guys are outside the doppelganger hideout. The only thing left is to return back to Jacques, receive any rewards, and then maybe start Laguna's apprentice test.
Perfect timing. Just finished that ice cream too.
I can get ice cream.
And not to ignore you 1-1, all is well with me, and I believe most of the group here, we're doing really good tonight.
Yeah, we get to play fight. We're always doing good.
I want to throw hands today.
All right, so we're heading back to the uh, chapel,
Chapel of the
temple.
Calling.
Yeah.
Chapel of the Calling.
Oh, that's some big sadness.
I know Zuzu doesn't. Chat is not seeing this. I'm going to reshare
There's
this.
so much going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's Jade has just been writing all over this map.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it Marcus? Hi. Why are you in that face circle?
I have no idea.
That's what I was wondering.
I had no map open, so
Yep, that's our plot
There's-
twist. He just steps in a face circle.
Well, someone just drew a bunch of cones surrounding Marcus.
why does that not surprise me?
Oh yeah, Marcus had made a point of mentioning something to Elizabeth of how he could not approve of uh, supernatural creatures, fiends, or anything such as that nature. And Hope, being Hope, decided she needed some alone time and quiet time. So you guys are headed back. Are you having any sort of conversation on your way back to the temple?
I'm not.
I wonder how many not skinwalkers, doppelgangers there actually are.
Do you really want to know the answer to that?
Call it morbid curiosity.
I mean, for all I know, one of you could be a skinwalker.
Doppelganger.
And she says this in a, sarcastic tone, but, then everything gets quiet and we're like, huh.
Well, I haven't gotten eaten for the past week or so, so I think I'll be fine.
Appreciate it, Sans.
Someone is just constantly targeting Marcus. I'm gonna do something to make it even better, Marcus. They can't.
Yeah,
They
perfect.
can't. They can't get you now.
On my frames. This is beautiful.
Marcus.
I have no idea which one of you is doing it.
So, fun fact. Okay, we're talking about how Marcus's name is spelt, right?
Yeah.
I have somebody in my Spanish class that has it spelt the exact same way and pronounced the same way.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's
mean,
so
it's-
weird.
Not weird to me. I mean, I only know of two different ways of spelling it, and this is the way he spelled it is the traditional proper way of spelling it.
Well, I never saw that sort of spelling before, and
Well,
I
it's
know
kinda
like
like
two
how-
different ways of spelling it, either with one S on the end or two with the CU.
there's also the MR or MARK version too.
Oh yes.
Well,
okay.
most of those names actually are derived from the nickname that was given to Marcus as to shorten it. Much how like the name Ricky came about as being the shortened version
Rick.
of Richard.
Yeah. Rick,
Ricky,
Ricky.
yeah, people named Rick and Ricky. Those names came about. I don't know what made them popular, but originally they were the shortened nicknames for people named Richard, much like Dick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they came up with that one.
Me either.
Listen, there was a Richard who was not a nice person. That's all.
They're going after Hope now.
Oh, well.
They couldn't box Marcus, so they wrote Marcus and boxed the name.
Uh-huh.
All right, all right, all right, all right. ADHD out aside, you guys are traveling back to the chapel. We've had to start a conversation. Any other? Are you doing anything or saying anything on your way back to the chapel? It's currently 5:15 in the morning when you reach the chapel.
Hope
Am I
isn't.
being carried?
Don't think I
Yes,
can
you're
do
being
anything besides
carried.
play a stupid little tune on a flute.
I heard you're
Roll
being
me.
buried.
I don't want to be buried. Please no.
Roll me a performance check, Flicker.
See if my
You're-
please work.
you're being carried on my shoulders.
That works.
I don't know what she was typing. The no.
Oh,
Oh,
because something about being buried.
yeah, probably. But the
No, I
way
don't.
it looks from my end is like Flicker just rolls a good performance check and is just no. Right underneath it.
I think that's what's going on. I'm gonna be honest.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Why not?
But yeah. Tell me the type of tune you're playing on the flute.
That sounds good on flute.
Are you doing something slower or something faster tempoed?
Yeah. Fast.
Is it cheerful
Yeah,
or
it's like a cheerful, stupid little tune. Like the type you probably hear if you go to an elven bar,
okay?
like any traditional fantasy setting.
All right.
A little whimsical, if you will. Why have the bumblebees?
Uh, add a pence to your inventory. As while you're doing that, a random passerby at this early in the morning, getting up, preparing to go about his day to his business, a man in the bowling hat, the walking cane comes out, stops for a moment, pauses to admire your song, and then flicks a single pence towards you.
Like we'll just do that little tilt of his head thing, like he acknowledges it. Thanks for the pence, kind stranger.
Thank you for the morning song. And he continues on his way. As you catch him humming the exact same tune that you were playing.
The flight of the bumblebees.
I think I changed some guy's life.
You're the reason it became popular.
5 years from now, there's gonna be a new song on the fucking radio.
I'm actually going to make a note of this moment.
Why?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
For reasons. As you make your way back to the chapel, you see a very tired Jacques and Renee. A very tired Jacques sitting at a table that he's got spread there at the front of the chapel. Renee is almost standing at attention a ways back at the wall. Jacques looks up at you. Ah, greetings, my dudes and dudettes. Glad to see you made it. So, everything go well?
Well,
Yes. Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
Should we tell him about the doppelganger? It's not like he's going to tell anyone else. It's just, we're not supposed to tell that guy, or. What's his name?
Philip.
Can I have
Philip.
some fun medicine? I
You
need
want
it.
ibuprofen.
Ah, little lady, you look down. What's the matter?
We'll talk about it after I get it.
It's been one
Oh,
of those nights.
you see him twirl his finger, and like this black portal appears by him, and you see him just kind of reach in, and then he reaches in with his other hand. He's digging through. He's like, "Oh yeah, this." He pulls out like this little small container. Here we go, the good stuff.
Yay.
And as he pulls it out, he waves his hand and the portal disappears. He places it on the table. All yours, little lady.
Is it
Thank you.
In your inventory, please put, or I'll add it in for you. You'll have 1 ounce of pot.
Yay!
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
We are 18 plus, so fuck it.
And technically, she's not a minor.
Here's how spoke with that, bro.
Let me clarify so we don't get to looking at it later and like, is this pot like a pan or? There we go.
Hot drug.
Yeah. Pot. I put it in her inventory. Pot and then in parentheses drugs.
I got it right.
Because fuck it, why not?
Okay, why not? Just put that in the description. Fuck it, why not?
Alright. So since you've completed the task, and since it turned out to be 2 tasks, and because the one task was something quite imperative, to our great Moro, It has been decided that each of you not only have repaid the debt, but have also earned an additional reward.
I need our private bedroom.
Huh?
Huh?
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I could have probably made it happen. But come up here. I can do divinations. I can offer you charms and wards, access to spells, lesser magical items.
I still want her. I just point to Renee.
Going straight for the kill.
What did you say? I couldn't hear.
He's going.
What did
He typed it. He typed it.
EXD.
I don't see him typing anything.
Oh.
It's in the
637 XP.
yeah. It's in the
That's what we,
Fantasy Grounds chat.
all right. So that's you're not getting. You already received your experience. So
Yeah.
what he's offering you is charm and wards, divination, the possibility of magical scrolls, or also like some lesser value magical items that if he happens to have them on hand.
Is it for like? Is it for like for the group itself, or just like each and every one of us?
Each.
Oh shit.
So each one of you gets to make a request of him.
Remind me again. What does divination fall under? What? I forgot what it means.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
I
if you
don't
ask him,
really-
he said, well, for divination, if you were to ask me a question, I could divine out the answer for you. If you're searching for a person, I can locate them.
But she's right there.
Roll me, roll me, roll me perception. Does Laguna actually say that?
Well, yeah, if I'm listening to this and Flicker's there, yeah. Absolutely.
Roll me, everybody roll me perception.
Oh no. Okay. Where's my perception? Oh!
Nope.
Yeah. This tracks.
It's correct.
Everybody,
Yep, there's tracks.
everybody but Hope. You suddenly see Renee, her head sticks straight up in the air, and she turns around. Flicker, you also happen to notice there seems to be a panic, flustered blush on her face as she does it.
Go for the kill, Tiger. Teal.
Go for the teal! The teal! Not the vermilion, the teal! Oh, we got a burst for Flicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first nat 20 of the game.
A possible.
Give me a sec.
That is so perfect.
Somebody else beat me to it.
Yeah, Jay did it. Alright,
Yay.
so. What can I do you for?
Flicker typed it out.
Yep.
I need to hear it.
Or maybe like
This
any
is
other-
Sean being meta at this point. It's just like, bro, you gotta say it out loud. Like,
Or you gotta say.
That's not how harems work. That's Mormons.
Yay.
All right. So, which of you would like to go first?
Boy, I hate saying a fucking. Do I want to burn my reward for a fucking probable no?
After we do the rewards, you can each earn another reward by helping little man Laguna take his apprenticeship test. If you succeed, that is.
So what I want is heavy armor that's not going to stand out in public.
Hmm. Hmm. Let me see what I can do. You see him suddenly point at a wall, and this door suddenly appears. He opens it up, closes it behind him. You hear a bunch of clanging and all sorts of a sound of commotion. No, no, this won't do. No. Oh. All the good stuff's already gone.
I read.
And he comes out. And he's like, a favor earned is a favor given. I may not have it on hand, but I will find you something, my big friend.
Alright.
So you see him pull out the crystal ball and sets it in the middle of his table. He waves his hands around it, closes his eyes, and you can see him just focus and concentrate as he grunts. Oh, great Moro, grant me sight beyond sight. The bodacious dude Marcus needs heavy armor. That's not conspicuous, my man. And then the crystal ball suddenly lights up, and you see him. His eyes are still closed, but like almost as if they were open, they would have widened. His eyebrows go up, and then they start twitching, as if he's facing a very bright light. And then he calms down. Oh, wow. Oh, Monday. A very fateful encounter shall accompany you. Through the recommendation of a tutor, you will come across one of the greatest smiths in the last 100 years. Pass his test, and you shall have something to last you an entire lifetime.
Alright.
So, anybody else? Who's next?
Fuck it, why not? Flicker raises his hand.
Yes. My little Casanova dude.
Can you help me find a good bouquet of flowers for this pretty lady over there? And he points to Renee.
Roll me perception.
Oh dear! I'm gonna use a burst point for this, mainly
I
because it's
guess
funny
we
as hell.
all do.
Anybody that's interested can.
Alright.
Okay, where's my first
Shit!
thing?
Why is he asking for flowers? Let that tracks.
Perception.
I accept
You-
this.
Okay. Okay.
So, despite her back being turned towards you, you can also see that she just suddenly tenses up, and you hear a so impulsive.
I win!
I mean, we've already established, due to your little bardic skill, your persuasion cannot drop physically low enough. You can not pass a check with her.
I win!
Yes. You win.
We have made Combai's day.
Alright. You see him. Oh, you see him go back over to the crystal ball. And he's waving his hands around. Oh, great Moro, give me sight beyond sight. Oh, wow. That one was kind of quick. Oh, head rush, dude. So, flowers are nice. But there is a book out there that she would prefer much more.
Jock and Flicker
Where is
is
this
just standing there. Jock's like the ultimate wingman here. That and Moro. Moro's listening. He's like, "Yeah, get the fox girl, boy."
Hey man, I'm just saying.
Shit, at this point, Flicker just needs to convert to Moroism.
Yes.
Maybe I will!
Maybe. It's just.
Yeah, I need to make a note here for something that's going to happen in the future. All right. He looks at you and says, "A favor earned was a favor repaid, my dude." And then gives you a wink. "Don't worry. I'll have you back a little later."
Cue the most devious fucking grin on this guy's face. Thank you,
Yeah.
good sir.
Yeah, he whispered that so none of the rest of you heard it. All right. So, we've got both the little ladies. And then we got my apprentice himself. Or rather, future apprentice. Though I'm positive you'll be able to make it through the test. The three of you, what would you like?
You already know what I want. Portable hole.
Ah, yes. And he gets up and he like walks around you. And I need to add this. As his hands both reach out, grab each of your shoulders, slide up them towards the temple of your heads, and you feel a surge of power reach from his fingertips into your brain. As you find yourself with the dimensional storage spell like ability. Let me make sure this is public so that you can read it. Yeah.
Is this something I can enter or just use?
Just use. So normally this is something that comes via the power of Moro. And the way it works, my good man, is it holds infinite space. You can summon it and pull items in and out upon your will. However, it can only hold inanimate objects.
Such as books. Got it.
Well, if he,
It just can't be alive. If
Yeah.
it's dead, it's fine.
well, I mean, that works too. Anything live will automatically die once it enters. It acts by separating the item on a molecular level. Oh, wait. The concept of molecules might not be as
What's a
Well-
molecule?
well, Paula. Don't worry. They're going to publicize them within the next 10 years. They've been discovered. They've been discovered. but they just haven't publicized them as much. Only the very serious of academics know of them. But it basically tears everything apart onto the smallest scale, transports it in there, and then you can also summon it out in the same way. Unfortunately, it's not very reliable if you try to do it in something that is an unsubstantial surface, such as, like, in midair. But it can definitely transport it to a solid ground just fine. I'm gonna finish typing this out. You other two start thinking about your rewards.
I've been trying to think of my reward.
Ari?
I guess I'll go. I was gonna go last, honest, but like,
Jade, are you there?
Sorry. My mic has been muted, apparently.
Okay.
no, alright. It happens.
Whoops.
So, what you got? Ari?
Ari does not know.
I don't know, ask for a
I-
bunch of money.
I can do. Unfortunately, money's kind of out of the question. We're kind of broke as a chapel. But at this point, you do hear the intentional cough from behind them. As you see Renee. And as such, starting from this moment forward, any of these rewards are also capable of being up for sale at prices appropriate to said reward. We do need to find a way of start providing an income to the chapel itself in order to perform some upkeep, especially on the outside grounds.
And that's how the drug trade was created.
Oh no, I could never sell this stuff. I'd just give it away for free. 'Cause everyone
Yay.
deserves to be this happy.
I second that.
Don't worry, be happy.
Exactly, my little flirty friend. So, little ladies, what can I do for you? I have wards. I have charms. I have. If you need help on clarification of anything or an example, I can. Feel free to ask.
Well, what do you mean by charms and wards?
So, and he holds out these two like slips that almost look like bookmarks. Basically, I enchant these things, and if you take them upon and connect them to your mana circuits, cool things happen. Like in the instance of, say, a ward. In the event that something triggers the ward, which you would set the stipulation for, then the effect of the ward would go into effect. However, at that point, the ward would then disintegrate and no longer be of use. The charm, however, you can actually choose when to activate it, and then its effect would go. But of course, after the effects of the charm were to wear off, it too would disappear and disintegrate. Say, for instance, if you're in a tough battle, you could have a death ward in place so that if you find yourself on the ropes close to death, all of a sudden the ward would activate. And then you would find healing energy enter your body. Or say, if you're in combat, or basically if you want to activate pretty much any spell, you could take a charm and activate the effects of that spell. And that spell would activate one time for you. Or you can have it set to activate onto your weapon. All of a sudden, for the next minute or so, you have a sword that shoots fire.
Wait, could we have a charm that could, like, work as a bomb?
Oh dear.
To an extent, yes.
What? How wide the
Gr-
radius
granted-
would be?
Customization would be allowed to an extent. Granted, I can't go too awfully high due to the level of this particular favor. But
Would you be able to make something that had a 10-foot radius bomb blast?
and how strong? Well, would you like this bomb to do any particular type of damage?
Fire, I guess.
So you could toss this charm and then activate it. And then in a 10-foot radius, everything could suffer the effects as if it were, say, the fireball spell.
That would work great. I think I'll take that.
Very well.
Just as an emergency, of course.
Unfortunately, you find it does not work as Ari is not an inanimate object. Laguna.
Why can't I be an inanimate object?
Because you
I
have
was told it would
feelings.
become inanimate once it gets in there.
You're just straight up murdering. Why have you not been blasted off
Let's
again?
have a boss. Let's have a boss in there. Like,
Yeah,
it's something-
actually.
You find as you attempt to transport Ari into it, like the magic used in it starts dissipating. And it does not take effect. Alright. So I need to put the charm into your inventory.
And you better do it because I'm going to find a way to mess it up. Not on purpose, but
Oh, it would help
Why
if
not?
I. So effectively, it is a charm that it requires attunement. And it can be activated as an action.
How much does it weigh?
0.01.
Okay, where is
It,
this?
it, it's like a
Fireball!
it's like
There
a
it
pipe.
is!
Yeah. Me.
Thank you for the stretch!
Thank you for the stretch,
Thank you for the stretch.
Decaden. Once we get through with get you guys to the point of starting the apprentice test, we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Yeah, and thank you for the hydrate as well.
Thank you, thank you. I love hydrating, especially as hot as it's been.
Yeah. If I hydrate, I die. Says person who lives in a humid fucking hell.
It's humid here, but you know what? As much as I sweat, I need the hydration.
Yeah.
And if you guys can't hear it, I've been running this neck fan the whole time.
I have
It's
not
been pretty
been
quiet.
hearing it.
I could get one of those.
Tomorrow is going to be 125 degrees outside.
Oh, that does not
125
sound fun.
degrees?
Dry or moist?
What was that, Jade?
Did you say 125?
Yes, 125 degrees tomorrow.
Where you at? Oh man!
That ain't
I'm
right.
near Tucson.
That ain't right.
I didn't even look where I'm at. I know
Yeah.
it's not that much. Wait.
Yeah, it's only 99 right now because of the fact that it's windy as shit.
Yeah, we're only going up to 100 this week. It's going to be 100 all week, but we're only going up that high.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Man,
end
I
up
feel
getting
bad. It's just
migraines.
right now.
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
have to check my temperature because that's gonna be like Monday. I'm going somewhere. Next weekend I have to be somewhere, and then the weekend after that it's just Anime Expo and good fucking.
Speaking of next weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we will actually be upcoming Friday, I believe. We are finally got everything together to do Grung's Revenge.
Nice.
Yay!
Yes. Yes.
Rung is here and he wants revenge.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't remember, Grung's Revenge is a little one-shot campaign that I created on stream just to kind of give people um, like an option, a how-to on creating a small one-shot quest encounter based around maybe an NPC story. I was doing a whole thing of them where I was going to do one about an NPC story, and then one about character stories, and then one about items, an item story, but just as examples. But there was like almost no reception for them, so I just stopped. But I did finish Grung's Revenge, and then, despite all the waiting on somebody to finish their character, they finally finished.
I can sense your irritation.
That was a burp. That wasn't irritation. That was a combination of burp and acid reflux.
Ooh.
That's what we call
Yeah. Yeah. Heartburn's getting
Alright.
real.
387.
Ari!
What do you
So,
got?
little lady, you're the only one left. What kind of reward would you like?
So, I have this hook shot here. I was wondering if you're able to do anything special with it.
I'll need some sort of specifics.
I wanna. I don't know.
Do you want an
So-
attachment that can poison people?
We could do that. Or the other
I-
thing I'm thinking.
I should point out
be
that
at
I
night
don't.
Or when it's dark. Can
I-
you help with that?
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
she's
I
playing
should-
high. That's what's just going on.
So I should point out that I don't just create items out of thin air. I would have to already have the inventory on hand, else I would have just given Marcus something
That's
as opposed to
understandable.
divining. That being said, I can offer you a charm. It would be a one-time use to acquire, to add on an effect to the hookshot gauntlet, should you want. Well, I say to the hookshot gauntlet. Technically, you could add it to any item that you wanted, but I can do that.
How about anything special that can help me see in the dark?
Oh, like night vision. Because she's the only one without dark vision.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Let me see what I got.
It'll help
You see him go
throw
back.
them in.
You see him go back to the room that he went for Marcus. As he shuts the door, and you can hear just more clanging. No, that will be of help. This? No, 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 no. No. I don't know. No. Oh, maybe this? Perhaps. Hold on, I'm having to type some stuff out for it. He comes out.
Congratulations.
You got night vision goggles.
Yay.
I mean, he asked for it. He came out. I say he comes out, and Hope says, "Congratulations." Oh dear, I should have come out a long time ago.
It's okay. There's no rush.
Terrible.
I don't think any of you got the joke.
Yeah, we all got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but he comes out of the room, and you see him. He's holding this pair of glasses. As he hands them to you. Now, these will have to go once again. You'll have to use these in junction with your mana circuits. You know, mechanically, you're going to have to attune to these.
Okay. Does that mean I can't wear the boots with the fur?
I mean, you'll have to
Yeah.
make your own decisions on that.
Boots with the fur.
Fuzzy boots.
Looking at her.
They keep
This is
me
called
on
a
the
bic.
ground.
This is called a bic. It provides light when you press this button, but it might burn your thumb. Be careful, little dudette. Just hands her a lighter. Well, there's this incredible invention out called matches.
Oh.
Da 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 da.
How many things are you attuned to, Jade?
I think I'm only attuned to just, well, I think 2, because did the dagger require attunement?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the
You're attuned
dagger.
to. You got the hookshot gauntlet,
Yes.
the boots of the Winterland, and the dagger of bloodletting.
Okay.
Damn.
And now I'm gonna have a special lighter.
No, that you're
No,
getting
it's-
glasses.
The lighter was a joke because Ash typed in something about Bic.
Do I get to keep the lighter?
There was no lighter.
Oh.
The lighter was the joke.
Yeah.
The lighter was
You're-
the
you're
item,
getting-
apparently.
You're getting glasses of dark vision, basically.
Yeah. If
It went
you.
over Irie's head. She's
All right.
like,
Boom.
whoa.
It's in your inventory.
You got me good there, man. High five.
She falls over.
No, the liner was in the meta. That never occurred.
I was confused there. If that wasn't obvious.
Okay, read the next one, Zanzu. There's a match.
The match costs 1 bonus action to light and lasts for 6 seconds before burning out. Mechanically, this means it lasts for your turn and goes out after you end it. You will lose dark vision when it's not your turn. Well, if it lasts 6 seconds, it doesn't extinguish at the end of her turn. It extinguishes at the start of her next turn.
The idea is you have to light it to be able to see, and then you do your action and movement, and by the time you're done, the match is already burnt out.
Put more lighter fluid in it. Easy, easy, easy.
Put more lighter
You can't
fluid
put
in the
lighter
match.
fluid in a match.
Not with
Yeah,
that
but
accent.
Put more lighter fluid.
Hey, guys. I actually got a very important riddle for you.
Oh.
And this is where the campaign derailed.
We stay derailed.
Is the
Fuck
end
it.
Listen, I will take on this riddle challenge if we get XP for it.
Yes.
Yay.
You're not going to get XP for it, but you will take on this riddle challenge. So, Zuzu, you're not allowed to answer because you already know this one.
Oh.
So, a father frog very clearly says "erbit, erbit." A mother frog very clearly says "ribbit, ribbit." What does a baby frog say?
Bit.
I heard bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Or is it nothing? It's just a baby frog.
Anything else? Anybody else?
Or,
Alright.
let me guess, it's a tadpole.
Yeah, baby frogs are tadpoles. They don't make a sound.
They definitely don't say bitch.
All right, so back on track now. So,
They solved the riddle, so now Laguna's trial's done. All right.
Yay!
No.
Yay.
no, so I've performed your rewards. A favor earned was a favor repaid for each of you.
All of
However,
us.
don't worry, my good man. When the time comes and you meet your supposed visitor, it is then that I will be able to repay you properly. And you will know what I mean when it comes.
I look forward to it.
Yes.
In the meantime, we have Little Man Laguna's apprenticeship test. Now, I must warn you, the way this works is you will complete this test as a task set by the Sentinels. It will be up to their discretion as to whether or not you pass and have the makings of a good apprentice. That being said, I should probably warn you that the Sentinels aren't exactly in this universe. You're going to have to undergo a dimensional portal transfer. Now, in itself, It won't be hazardous to you at all, for I'll just be sending your consciousness, not your actual bodies. Your bodies will stay safe here, and should something happen and you die in the test, you will merely wake up here, as you were when you fell unconscious.
There's not gonna be
But
tentacles involved, is there?
I serve the great Moro. There will almost certainly be tentacles involved.
Yay.
Peachy. At least I'm fully clothed this time.
Pardon?
So, whenever your minds cross over into the new dimension, your abilities and powers that you're accustomed to here won't be effective there because it has its own law of physics and rules of magic. You'll innately understand them. And you will innately understand all the languages spoken around you, as is the blessing of Moro. However, your bodies will... You will have your own dimensional body for that place. And you will have a brand new set of skills and powers that you're not completely accustomed to. So, the proctor for your test will be my personal sentinel and old friend, Alex. After transfer, they will tell you everything you need to know. I wish you the best of luck. So tell me, are you ready to begin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. As you say this, he waves his hands up towards the air in a grand gesture, and this giant circular black portal appears before you. You do feel your eyes begin to become heavy. All of you see your bodies collapse to the ground. Not suddenly, but like they ease to the ground, lay down peacefully, but you're still standing on the outside of your body watching this happen. From the portal itself, you see a tentacle come down and gently place itself in front of Laguna. As the bottom of it hooks upward in order to form a seat, and it stops and waits there. Ari and Flicker, to both of you, the tentacle comes down and it very gently wraps itself once around your bodies to the point that you can hold on to it, and gently raises both of you up towards the portal. Laguna, you were given a seat.
Are they sticky tentacles?
Oh no.
No,
I just wanted to
no,
make sure they're not sticky.
no. The tentacles themselves give off a sense of comfort.
That's good, at least.
And Laguna, as you go to sit down, you notice the tentacle hooks itself back around almost like a seat belt and gently lifts you up. So, Hope and Marcus, what are your opinions of Moro?
Neutral.
Yeah, non-committal.
Okay. Hope, there's one that comes down, and it, just like with Ari and Flicker, though not as slow, it does come down, reaches down, wraps around you a couple of times, and then lifts you up into the air. Marcus, as you're watching this, four tentacles suddenly come down, wrap around each of your limbs, and jerks you up into the portal.
Oh, here we go again!
All right. And as you guys,
I guess he knew you like it rough.
Yay!
Wah, wah, wah. I know, I'll hush.
there's actually an affinity meter that goes between Moro and the character as to how you get transported.
I figured that. But I thought, it'd be just a neutral thing. And then with Marcus, it's like,
Well, that's kind of a running trope joke at this point. Is Marcus just gets grabbed and jerked out of nowhere. So as you guys are going through and enter this portal, Flicker, we'll start with you.
Yes.
You find yourself walking home. It it hasn't been an especially rough day at work, at the business that you're currently working at in promotions, but it you are glad to be home. And as you make your way to the house, you reach to the door, open it up, and before you have a chance to completely open it up, your wife of 4 years opens the door for you. You find yourself, every time you look at her, just enamored with her as much as you were the first day you met her. Um, as you look at her, dark hair, fox ears raised up at the top of her head, the tail behind her. You walk in. She's wearing kind of a teal green. I guess it'd be like I forget the name of it. It's
Apron?
not. It's Japanese have the kimonos, and the Chinese they have the
Yukata? Happy?
not yukata. It's like the dress where it kind of goes down. It's
Kipao?
open. So what?
Kipao?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, okay. You
I
mentioned
forget-
Chinese and my brain immediately went for that one.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's-
Fair enough! Oh, God. My eyes.
is teal covered, and she's got, despite the rest of her hair being dark colored, her tail on the underside is really white as she grabs you by the hand and leads you inside. Don't worry, dear. Supper will be ready shortly, and the bath is already prepared. as she leads you to the bathroom for you to take your bath. As you're laid in the tub, she brings in a tray with your dinner and a cup of a stiff drink for you to have with your dinner, and places the tray across the top of the bathtub. If you prefer beer, it'll be beer. And you see her reach up. Oh, that bathwater looks so comfortable. And then you see her begin to unclasp her chapel.
You're
And then
not.
from there we're gonna move on. Ari, after that would be the point that you wake up. Ari, at first you find yourself sailing on a ship, you and your crew. You find yourselves reaching an island, a forested island. The sense of adventure thrills you, but you and your crew have been craving fresh beef for so long. As you reach through there, you smell the air. You can already sense your prey. The thrill of the hunt fills your veins as you go charging through the forest. And it's there that you find it. A wild boar. Not quite beef, but pork is just as good at this point. You lick your lips as you think about the yummy pork cutlets that you and your crew are going to eat. You slowly begin to lurk. Get me back. I want my Chinese fox girl. You find yourself lurking around in the bushes, silently stalking your prey. And that's where we're going to end yours. Laguna. Yours is rather straightforward and simple. You find yourself in the archives of all places, surrounded by books. Books, books, and more books. Books you couldn't even have dreamed have existed. So, Laguna, what are you doing?
I'm gonna start with the letter Q.
You start with the letter Q. You see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books starting with the letter Q. As you pull them down, and you find no matter what book you pull out, you're capable of completely and utterly understanding it. As you continue to read and read in pure peace and quiet, you find that you feel no hunger. You feel no weariness, no matter how long you stare at the pages of this book. Hope.
Yes.
You find yourself walking through the hospital.
Oh man, not again.
Another surgery successfully completed.
Oh, never mind.
A sense of accomplishment fills your person. You realize you're so excited because later tonight there's an award ceremony. Something that your father's going to be present for. the hospital is offering you a special award for exemplary service. You see all the other practitioners along the hospital walking through, and every time someone meets you, there's always a smile on their face. Oh, Lady Abigail, nice to see you today. And then another female nurse comes up to you. Oh, my Lady Abigail, you certainly are the most popular person here in the hospital. That was such a well job on that latest surgery. You saved a politician's life with that. The award you're receiving today is certainly going to be well worth it. I'm leaving breaks for you to roleplay in.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's just I first freaked out. It's like you put me in a hospital. I'm like, nah, I'm not a patient again. But yeah, I nod and hold on. I nod and
What?
like a life is a life. Each of them is important. This award merely demonstrates my commitment to saving lives.
Oh my, spoken like the one we expect to be the top practitioner in the entire country. Oh my, you really must tell me your secret. Have you happened to encounter any young men that might have caught your eye?
And what do you mean by that?
Honestly, you can't expect to be single forever, even as successful as you are.
I merely do not have the time to drift my attention to frivolous needs. I will find a suitable husband when the time is right. For now, though,
Oh.
I must focus on my skills.
Of course, naturally.
I have much
Naturally.
yet to learn.
Oh, so humble too. Honestly, any man would be lucky to have a woman as accomplished and brilliant as you.
Now you're just making me blush. Oh, wow. I never knew you were a sweet talker, Zanzu.
This is your dream. This is your dream. They're going to tell you things that you want to hear. If you guys haven't picked up on this concept yet, this is something that people are going to tell you things that you like hearing.
Oh, that's why Combo's stream, Flickr stream cut off. He never had experience yet.
Oh, damn.
That meta roast onto a character. Anyways, we're going to move on to Marcus. Marcus, you find yourself bouncing on top of a pink cloud. As you look around, pink clouds surround you. You reach out and grab a hold of one of the clouds, and each of these clouds happen to be made of cotton candy.
I was just getting ready to ask, is cotton candy a thing in the 30s?
I think so.
It doesn't matter. Right now, cotton candy exists for you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it makes perfect sense to you. Regardless of anything else. Cotton candy is a constant.
Channeling his inner fat kid.
Yeah. As you start munching on this cotton candy, you notice out of nowhere this knee-high bunny with a single unicorn horn on top of its head, and an actual unicorn suddenly appear right in front of you. Both knee high. Unicorn then comes up on its hind legs and starts waving. Marcus, hey, Marcus, it's
What's
time
up,
to
little buddy?
play.
What the fuck?
It's time to play, Marcus. What should we play today? Should we play tag?
Last time we played tag, you skewered me in the shin. Let's play something else.
I could never do anything to hurt you, Marcus.
Oh, Marcus.
Well, it didn't hurt. It stung a little bit, but that was about it.
I'm so sorry, Marcus. I didn't mean to do something that would have stung you. And it
Alright,
suddenly
let's just...
starts looking sad. And you start seeing little Jolly Rancher candies come out of its eyes as it's crying.
Easy, little buddy. Let's just play some hide and seek.
Yay! We'll play hide and seek! As you find yourself laughing, bouncing amongst the clouds, playing hide and seek with this bunny corn and the unicorn. And that is all 5 of your dreams. And with that, I am calling for a break.
Good. I don't know how much I could have kept quiet now. Oh, Marcus! Marcus, let's
Cotton
play.
candy invented in 1890 in Nashville, Tennessee. Didn't get popular worldwide
This
until
is the
1920s.
song
We're
that
1930.
plays when you have to
you know
go
what?
pee.
It was a legit question.
Take a
'cause I
bathroom
didn't know.
break.
It would have typically been a legit question. These are dream sequences that transcend time and space.
Yeah,
And
that
even
I figured, but for him
Yeah.
to know what cotton candy is, that's what I was
Oh,
curious about.
there's
But
actually
you're-
a very important distinction that I forgot to make in Hope's dream.
Mm-hmm.
Hope, as you're walking through, like, Hope would not recognize any of the medical equipment inside the hospital. Like, this is modern day age equipment inside this hospital.
I figured.
Yeah.
God,
It's just
I
an
figured.
MRI machine.
Yes.
But in the dream sequence, which is something Zansu mentioned earlier, that everything would be made, like you would have understanding of it, whether you had understanding of it before. That was something that
Yeah.
dawned on me after I had asked about the cotton candy.
Yeah. But we are going to go ahead and take about a 10-minute break before we resolve what happens when all of you wake up from these dreams.
Meanwhile, Combine wakes up with a beautiful Fox girl in front of her flicker. I'm sorry.
That sounds about right.
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Or somewhere around there. welcome back, everyone.
Everybody, welcome back.
Welcome, welcome.
Back, welcome everyone.
So, all of you are at the point of finding yourselves beginning to wake up. However, as you wake up, as aforementioned, your bodies did not travel with you. I am now going to take control, take ownership of each of your normal characters. Flicker,
Yep.
you wake up first. As you wake up, you find yourself on a hard metallic floor. Looking around, the first things that you notice is along the walls, there is a straight window array. And looking out the windows, you just see darkness with stars scattered throughout the area.
Intriguing.
You can hear silence, but you can hear much further away, much further away through the doors. You can't tell how far away it is, but you can almost hear two voices talking. Looking around the room, you see four individuals laid out unconscious.
Individuals, or are they like the party?
Do you recognize him?
Do I recognize the bodies on the floor?
I am about to share images of the bodies on the floor. The first one you notice is a young female with pink hair, a very well endowed chest, and a blue skirt. You see
Nice.
this person. You see her laid unconscious on the floor. Nearby, you can also see a wolf-like creature laid out onto the floor. A male wolf-like creature. And also nearby, you see a young man with dark hair, very skinny, yet, even despite being asleep, you notice that he looks almost exhausted as you see this man, this young man, laid out asleep.
Okay.
And then finally, you also notice a young lady, not very tall, but what catches your attention the most is how she is dressed almost completely like a witch. as you notice this young lady also unconscious. You see 4 people unconscious. You know the 5 of you came together. What are you doing?
Wait, do I see any other signs of like my party being here, or is this just me and these randos?
It's just you and those randos.
Oh joy.
As you're looking upon them, you can very clearly smell a scent, a very light scent of perfume off of the pink-haired one. And it catches your attention that normally you wouldn't be able to catch a scent that subtle from this far away. So what are your thoughts?
Where the fuck am I? That's my main concern. I do not know where I am. I have been teleported somewhere. I do not know.
As you find yourself in a bit of confusion, you notice something soft and fluffy hit the back of your leg.
Oh, no.
Slowly turn around and see what it is.
As you turn around, there's nothing there.
I love
great!
this.
My brain's playing tricks on me.
And then you feel something soft and fluffy on your leg again.
You did it wrong.
Look down.
As you look down, you honestly are surprised that you didn't notice this sooner. But as you look down, you notice that you are wearing a teal chappelle. And where your chest is, you see a bulge come out.
Flicker's a fox girl now.
Not just any fox girl.
He was the one.
Here's this motherfucker.
As you look around, you do see something covered up that could resemble a mirror.
I'm going to like. I don't think Flicker's that dumb to not realize that he's, you know, the person he saw in his fucking dream. But he'll just open a mirror anyways. All right, if I'm that person, I'm going to I don't fucking know.
If you go to the mirror,
Yeah.
this is what you see.
Hmm.
Technically, in your dream, you almost went and fucked yourself.
Okay.
As Flicker, now that you have identified who you are, I am going to release your character for you to take ownership of.
I'll do that real quick.
Under character selection.
Character. I have my thing minimized because my PC's having problems lately, so give me a second. Character select.
What you
That's not
praying
the-
for, 121?
Oh, dear.
I am the only DM to successfully make one of my player characters go fuck themselves. Or at the very least, make them want to go fuck themselves.
I know. My PC doesn't, shit itself. Can you?
Yeah, just go under to the whenever under the player and then characters. It'll open up character selection, and it should be the only one available to you right now.
Yeah, my PC's having a stroke. It's gonna take a bit.
That's okay.
Okay.
We can keep going until it, recovers.
Yeah, we can keep role playing along. I was just giving you a chance to look over your character sheet and everything. So what are you doing? Are you going to, now that you know this about yourself and you see those other 4 laid out unconscious, what are you going to do?
Turn into these people too?
There is no response to your question. You are the only conscious person inside that room.
I guess I'll look around.
You
Again.
look around. There's nothing else standing out to you. You notice that there is a door at the end with no handle. And once again, you see the windows. If you go up to the windows, you see that you are effectively out in outer space. Off in the distance, you can see the small shape of a planet. A planet that is unfamiliar to you.
Meta thing, real quick. Are we on the fucking moon?
No, it does not look like anything that you would know of the moon.
Okay.
From the distance, you can see land on this planet. You can also see water sources.
Where the fuck are we? I feel like there's gonna be very lost in thought.
Meanwhile, everybody else is just unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm not going to wake nobody up.
I mean, I'm going to assume they can wake themselves up, can they?
No, we're dead.
Oh,
Um,
dang. That's a shame.
All right, I need each of you to please roll me a d20.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I am missing one d20.
Me too.
There we go. No, not you.
Okay.
So the witch girl suddenly starts stirring
Wait.
as Laguna, you wake up
Oh.
and you find yourself in an unfamiliar body in the same kind of scenario that Flicker found himself. You see the fox girl that you as Ash knows, but Laguna doesn't, is Flicker off in the corner or out at the windows staring into the space.
And I run into the door. Without any prompt whatsoever. I just straight run into the door.
As you go to run into the door suddenly slides open.
What is this black magic? Ah!
Do you continue on through the door? As you continue on into the door, what you see is a dimly lit hallway, a corridor leading down. Once again, at the sides of this corridor is more of these windows. Laguna, what are you doing?
I'm gonna check if I know what spells I have.
I am going to share your character sheet as you find yourself. There you go. You should be able to select your character now. As you
Please
find
tell
your,
me. Oh, sorry.
as you find out, searching through your memory, that magic definitely works differently here. You don't have access to spells.
I'm gonna let me roll a d6.
You do see.
I'm gonna give a light boot to the Wolfman.
As you give the light boot to the Wolfman, it begins to stir. As Ari, you find this witch character has just started nudging you with her foot.
Stop it.
You're supposed to say bork at the end of your sentence.
Work.
No. She talks normally, but as you do
I
that,
think that's up to her.
you reach up to scratch your head, and you notice that you're very furry. And as you go to stand up, you notice that you are much taller than what you used to be.
Huh.
Much taller. You find out that you are currently about 7.5 feet tall, as I am going to clear ownership of your new character.
Going to be very awkward. Have fun.
I mean, at
So-
least she wasn't making fun of tall people. Because now Karma
Yeah.
won't bite her in the butt.
So now, 3 of you have woken up. Laguna, you have no idea who this fox girl is, but she just took off running, and this door just magically opened itself, and now she's in the corridor.
Yeah, that seems like her problem. I'll just keep helping wake these guys up.
Alright, you wake up and you see this witch who nudged you awake. As you stand, and she is. Let me double check the notes here. She is a solid 2 feet shorter than you.
Why are you short?
Why are you sure?
I feel like that would be a proper question since I'm normally short.
That feels
You
like a very
noticed-
appropriate question.
As you notice, as you look around, everything feels so much smaller to you than what it should, than what it normally would.
Why is everything small?
Are you tiny?
Oh,
Is there like a reason?
I'm furry.
Laguna, you got this wolf creature asking you these questions.
Bork, bork, bork.
The witch replies, "Bork, bork," to you.
Why are you borking at me? Who are you?
I'm trying to communicate. Bork, bork.
Well, I had understood the I'm trying to communicate. But again, why are you borking?
Because you bork.
I don't bork. Why do you think I bork?
I grab her tail. His tail.
Ooh, I have a tail. Wait, why do I have a tail?
Bork, bork, bork.
As you guys look around, you do notice that the other 2 that are still unconscious, and there is a mirror further into the room.
Oh. Am I dreaming? Did I smoke one too many? I feel like I did.
I go and nudge the little man.
As you nudge the little man, um, I'm sorry, Decaden. Hope you wake up.
I knew it! I knew it!
I kind of figured.
So each of your dreams actually had something to do with your new bodies and personalities.
That's what I figured.
Wait, hold on.
I figured you would catch on to it at some point. I just didn't know how long it would take you.
I'm gay!
I was,
That
you
was
know
me,
what?
honestly.
When I seen her pick, like, because I'm not to be mean, but I'm working on an assignment at the same time this is all going on, and when I tabbed over to look at the pictures, I was like, he did it. He did.
Heartbreaking. DM did.
That's right. Fuck y'all. I gender bent all of y'all motherfuckers.
It doesn't bother me none. I'm gonna have fun with this.
Hey man, I've been saying I'd fuck myself.
Please don't.
Yeah. He did in his dream. I got
It
one
cut
of the
away. I
players to
would
go.
like to clarify. It cut away.
Yeah, true.
Because that's
Who
not
is-
even safe for us.
And I do it again.
Don't you just love being 18 plus?
Yes. Let's see.
All right. I went ahead and identified all the pictures. And with that being said, Hope, I did clear the ownership of your character. And
Okay.
Marcus, I'm about to clear the ownership of yours. Seeing that you are still unconscious.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Hold on. There we go. I'm a what? Huh? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes.
A
Yes.
long life.
Be sure-
human.
Yeah, be sure to read your abilities and stuff. Marcus, I'm going to say you go ahead and start waking up, hearing all the commotion that's going on. And as you do, it's impossible for you not to notice the massive bulge on your chest.
It's choking you.
Good golly, where are these balloons coming from?
And roll a strength check.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea. Should I roll a strength check?
The sea.
See if I can stand up.
Yeah, to see if you can stand up without throwing out your back. I'm joking. Your body is
Forget-
accumulated to it.
That's just an ability check, right? Not a save.
Oh no.
Hell
Oh
yeah!
dear.
Not being accustomed to having massive boobs on your chest, as you go to stand up, you find yourself falling forward, and you actually fall on them and bounce.
Well, that's different.
Flicker, as you're going through this hallway, corridor, you notice it's not extremely long, but at the end of it, you see another door with no handles suddenly open up. As you see these two people, well, as you see these two walk through and start heading towards you.
Aww. Aw. Meow. Meow.
The little cat one comes up and says, "Ah, you You must be the prospects that Mr. Jacques sent. And immediately bows before you. Hi, my name is Tom Tom.
Oh shit!
That's
I hate this
adorable.
test.
Oh, so Tom Tom's gonna guide us where we need to go, like a GPS. I see.
Marcus is just gonna lay on his face and just, or her face in this instance, and be like, "Ari, help me up."
Oh my gosh, I get to carry Marcus.
Yes! The roles have been
I'm gonna carry
reversed.
Marcus.
So as you do that, you see Tom Tom bows to you. Welcome to the Sentinel Express.
Oh dear.
And then you see the woman there look at you, puts her hands on her hips, and she's just kind of looking you up and down. And who exactly are you, and what is your relationship to Jacques?
Me?
Yes.
The fuck do I say? They are a friend. A very
Friend.
good friend.
You say a very good friend. You see her eyes begin to narrow as she looks you up and down. We'll see about that.
My real body is much more appealing.
You're in a
I
fox
think
girl
this might do.
body.
Well, this is very good too, but I like my regular body better. I can't
Why?
fuck
You
fuck.
can
I
aim?
fuck fuck. Listen, I can't fuck.
He's shit stirring. He's shit stirring her. He's done picked up what's going on.
No, I know,
Look.
no, I think he gets what's going on. He just likes this place. Very good
She-
place you got here. I like it.
Name's Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. Play, Bonjour.
Name's Alexis.
Nigger.
I guess you could say I'm sort of the head of the Sentinels aboard the Sentinel Express. Not that we have a proper hierarchy. So, she leans in, eyes still narrowed, and goes face to face. How exactly long have you known Jacques?
Literally a day.
You're not there.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Flicker
sorry.
went out. Flicker left a room.
Oh, right.
It's just the four of you in that one room. Flicker's in the corridor with her and Tom Tom.
I misunderstood. My bad.
Yeah.
1 to 2 days, I'd say.
She starts to relax and it's like, yeah. He wouldn't start anything with someone he just met after all. Fine, fine. Is it just you or where are the others?
Others? You mean other people came with me? Wait, is it the people that are back there? And he just points to like the other corridor.
All right, let's go. This way, Foxbait.
Oh.
I'm not a. Okay. Sure. And he just, I don't know, fucking moseys along.
She walks in at this point. So up to this point, this is around the time that Marcus has woke up and fell over. So what are you guys doing at this point?
We've been role playing while you and
Well, this
Tombai were.
so your role playing actually occurs after this
Okay.
because Combi encountered her while you guys were still in the process of waking up.
Oh, okay.
I guess I start freaking out a little bit. Like, oh, this is not me.
So
And so I go over
Marcus has
to the
determined
mirror.
that Marcus has determined that Ari is the Wolfman by calling for help after face planting.
This is terrible.
So, because you called help me Ari, and then Ari came
Yeah.
and helped you?
Yeah.
The wolf. All right. So now the two of you have identified that Ari is the wolf. All of you understand that Ari is the wolf at this point. Marcus, you're looking around. It's just the four of you. You know which one you are, but you still haven't identified Laguna or Hope.
Right. Or Flicker,
And then-
for that matter, because I don't know that Flicker's out of the room.
Well, I was going to say, at this point, this is when the door opens, and Alexis, Tom Tom, and Flicker enter.
Foxtail. That one's gotta be Flicker.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Laguna gets an urge, squats down, and reaches for Tom Tom to grab.
Oh.
Like, grab how?
Pick up and carry like a stuffed animal.
There is almost no resistance.
Meow.
You are now holding Tom Tom across your chest. And at this point, you notice that you have boobies resting on the top of its head.
This is fine.
Tom Tom.
Ah. Oh, okay. So that happened. Anyways, hi, my name is Tom Tom. I am the engineer aboard the Sentinel Express. Welcome, travelers from across the universes and dimensions.
I just
Alexis.
realized what this is.
And then I told you last session what was going on after stream.
No, I just realized what I'm in. Fuck that Tom Tom Express. Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck it.
That is... I'm not complaining.
So,
Yeah.
wait, you know who we are?
Well, more or less, you're the prospects that Mr. Jacques sent over.
And when
And
you
then
say prospect,
The woman said, "I'll take it from here. Name's Alexis. We don't exactly have a hierarchy here, but the others do have a tendency to refer to me and call me boss. That being said, I'm also the Sentinel that's normally in charge of Earth. As prospects, basically, Jacques had sent a message, and she holds up this rectangular device, this little rectangular slab. As she holds it up, you notice one of the sides light up, and symbols appear on the side that's lit up. Jacques had sent out a message giving me a heads up that he was sending prospects to take the apprenticeship test. That being said, I would greatly appreciate it if you would at least introduce yourselves. Which one of you's Laguna, the main prospect that's looking to serve as his apprentice?
Hi.
She looks you up and down and does it again a couple more times. As she does, you notice her eyes narrow towards you. And you see one of her hands come to her chin. So, you're looking to spend the next of the century by his side, are you?
Until I can leave him and be on my own, yeah.
What is your interest in my Jacques?
Knowledge.
Oh yeah, what are those?
What was that, Combine?
Oh, he's one of those. Oh dear, this is gonna be problematic, isn't it?
It has been a few weeks since I was able to make my way to Earth. I probably should, after this assessment, take some time to visit in more detail. As for the rest of you, I know this one, as she points to the fox girl beside her, is apparently her name is Flicker.
Marcus is gonna raise his hand and be like, "I'm Marcus," just in case anybody cares.
She's like, she's going to look at you and look you up and down. Her eyes are going to.
If he's being princess carried, it's left to right.
Yeah.
Oh, if Ari's carrying, Ari, I'm going to need a strength check from you because your stats didn't increase.
I was about to say, like, I thought that.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Well,
like
think about it.
you
like
can
this.
only
If her
carry.
body
You can.
grew, then it's muscle to mass expansion by that.
No, she's not very strong still. Like her carry weight's still 105 pounds. Yeah, you weren't able to carry Marcus. I would say you were able to help him to, or help her to her feet, but you weren't able to carry her.
I tried.
So, Marcus, as you introduce yourself, you notice her eyes go up and down, looking you over, stops at your chest, and then immediately looks up at your eyes and starts glaring at you. And
He's just gonna give her a big shit-eating grin.
And exactly how close are you to Jacques?
Oh, trust me, lady, I'm nowhere near that close to him.
Yet.
Not helping.
Although with these things, I might get a little close to him.
Arguably, you've been the closest because he revived you.
That is true.
Flicker, did you say yet?
No.
Okay. Competition then. I've known him longer. She goes up to you and gets face to face. Let's get this straight, harlot. I've known him longer. I've been with him longer. I'm not going to lose to you.
Is it hard at you?
Marcus is gonna continue grinning. I've never been called a harlot before. This is great. Is this what you guys go through all the time? This is a whole new experience for me.
It's endearing, isn't it? You get.
He's gonna continue trying to adjust the top to get them to feel comfortable. These things are so awkward.
This is so fucking stupid.
I do have to say, Marcus is a bit of an odd name for a woman.
Technically,
Excuse
I'm
me.
not a woman.
Excuse me, for a few seconds, ma'am. What you see is not our actual true bodies, and my name is Hope.
That's a rather unique but gender neutral name.
I assure you, I am a female, despite what this anatomy tells.
You think Victor's a girl name?
Flicker's not even a real name.
This is true. Actually,
my
never
knowledge.
mind.
I mean, none of us really have gender neutral or gender oriented names except for Marcus.
Yeah, that's kind of been the whole thing this whole time.
But I assure you, ma'am, or boss, or whatever you like to call yourself, these are not our actual bodies.
I don't call myself that. She starts rubbing her forehead, the bridge of her nose, where nose connects to the forehead, with her index finger and her thumb. She's like, believe me, I do not call myself that. Honestly, the others, they can be a bit of a handful. They can be a bit of a handful.
So, I had a question.
It's hard being the most responsible one on the ship. It's hard being the only responsible one on the ship.
Over I say just you two on the ship.
They are currently out doing them things. As to what that is, yes. Honestly, at this point, I've just reached the extension of it's better that I just do not know.
We noted.
She pointed to you, Ari, and she says, yes, Wolf Borson.
Hi.
You said you had a question.
Oh. So, when Jacques comes over here, does that mean he's a woman?
No.
Does
Typically
it still have a
speaking,
gender?
when Jacques comes over here, he usually takes the form of an Intellitron.
What?
So, huh.
What?
I love being the only one that knows these references.
I mean, that's
Does
kind of the
Flicker know
point.
that reference, though?
Yeah.
Combine knows that reference. None of the rest of you actually know that reference, which is kind of the humorous point of like how realistic this roleplay is right now.
And then they maniacally laugh.
What? No.
Jacques normally takes the form of an Intellitron when he's here.
Just think robot, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh, so you're not into his body. Good.
Well, I mean, his body here isn't much to speak of, but
Oh dear.
whenever I go to Earth, and you see her suddenly start blushing a bit pink as she looks up and puts one hand on the side of her face. Oh my, he can definitely make you squeal.
I thought Jock came out. Oh.
That was a meta joke that you, Zazuma, made, not Hope
Okay.
or in game.
Okay, I thought you were clarifying it as a character. I know I was making a meta joke, but
Yeah, shock. That was just us joking back and forth. Our ADHD moment, one of many.
just like now. Continue anyway.
That's right. I often forget that prophets and apprentices aren't able to travel via their original bodies. You just send your consciousnesses along.
Thank you, Mama.
So, who do these bodies belong to then?
You. This body was created by the universe, by the eons, specifically for you. So now this body will only ever exist while you're in this universe.
Well, at least
And and from now on, whenever you travel to this universe, you will always be in this body.
Well, that's certainly, okay. Okay. He just
It's a bit different for us Sentinels. When we travel, due to the fact that we sometimes have to take a more combative role in things, we're able to retain our regular bodies as she gestures down to hers. This is the body that I was born with. And we're also able to retain all of our typical abilities as such.
But you're saying we don't?
No. See, I believe in your world you had magic. Here we have something similar. It's gifts from the eons.
With that said, Hope tries to start a small fire in her hand to see if she still has any fire affinity.
So how does things walk around here then?
So you have effectively your path abilities from which Eon has chosen to bless you.
How can we tell which one blessed us?
Based around your abilities. So there's quite a few. There's the path of abundance, the path of the hunt, the path of destruction. There is the path of preservation, the path of erudition, the path of harmony, the path of nihility, the path of remembrance. And that's just to name some of them.
Do you know which one I am? Or do we just find out ourselves? And she just literally just like
If you look inside yourself, you should be able to tell what powers you have. Such is the gift blessing that Moro gives those who travels through his abilities. You'll also understand any languages that you come across.
Interesting.
You'll have innate knowledge of your bodies and their abilities as if you have been born with them your entire life.
I don't know how innate that is, considering I'm feeling a little top heavy at the moment.
Well, what I mean is you'll have knowledge of what your maybe racial traits would be. such as points to Ari. The Borison points to Flicker. The Foxian.
Names of our nose, don't you think?
It's actually a very common race around here. That being said, if you'll come with me, I believe we'll go ahead and begin the briefing as to what your test will entail.
Flicker will just nod and then, like, internally just do whatever he can to see what he has while just following them, I guess.
As you follow her, she takes you further into the room to where there is like this table there, and then she snaps her fingers, and all of a sudden the lights come on, and then you see the table itself light up, and images take place on the table. As you see another image of the map, and you see an image of this strange boat-like thing. It would almost seem like a cross between a boat and a plane. It has the wings of a plane, but it's completely enclosed like a boat, or perhaps I don't know how common submarines are at this point. I know they came out during World War II, so I don't think they're actually effective yet.
No, they didn't become effective till like World War II. They had the concepts, but I don't think they built that many.
Yeah. So it basically looks like a completely enclosed boat, but it has wings. As she points to the image of that, she says, "This is where we are now. This is our starship, the Sentinel Express. Through it, we travel across the stars and through space to visit the various planets that aren't populated enough to have their own private Sentinel. And then you see a little planet. This is the planet of Arius. We are currently outside this planet right now.
1875 was when the U.S. Navy used the first submarine. They were commonplace in the 1900s.
Oh, okay. I
So,
was
yeah.
thinking it was U-boats.
U-boat
It
is a
wasn't until
submarine.
Nuclear
Yeah,
where
but
they
like
became effective,
from
and that was
the
in
history.
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuclear submarines were 50s.
Yeah.
But submersibles were as early as like the late 1500s.
Okay. So, yeah, it's basically, you see what looks like a submarine, which you now know to be a starship. My thing is, I'm trying to explain what these futuristic things is in terms that would be relevant
In
to
1930.
people. Yeah, to people who come from 1930. You know, that's kind of what my goal is with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, as you see, there's a planet. She said, "This is the planet Arius. We are currently in their orbit right now, and it is upon this planet that your test will take place. It's not going to be a specifically difficult test." Another image. This young lady's name is Beatrice. And then she happens to be the apprentice to the planet's current prophet, Olgan. Effectively, she left the temple to run an errand about a week ago. She went to the town of Erdun, which is close to the temple. However, a week has passed and Olgan has not heard from her since. And given the nature of him being the prophet, he isn't able to leave the temple to search for him himself. Now, it's not a very eventful planet, and not much often happens on here. So I'm not looking for you to encounter anything specifically dangerous. That being said, I am going to send you down to the space anchor outside Erdun. And from there, I would like you to go to Erdun and start asking questions as to where Beatrice is, locate Beatrice, and help her find her way back to the temple.
So Laguna's test is a missing person quest.
Yeah. All you have to do is get her back in the temple. It's not a very time sensitive one, as we're still months away from the ascension ceremony taking place. However, Olgan would prefer to have her close by sooner rather than later in order to be able to make sure she's prepared for the ascension.
Do we know what errand she was running that could help us narrow it down?
Effectively, she just wanted to go to the town and visit with the people one last time before she hermited herself up on the mountain where the temple is.
I see.
I highly doubt that she's made a run for it. If she has, there's nothing really specific that you have to do. Just verify with her that she is, in fact, abandoning it. In which case, she loses her apprenticeship rights, and we'll have to take emergency procedures in order to effectively replace the prophet when the time has come for the ascension ceremony. With that last part, as she speaks about replacing the prophet, you know, her voice gets a little quieter and there's a little sadness in her face.
I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Hold on.
I do realize that as you are now, you don't exactly have a lot of equipment to take with you. I am willing to open up my own personal armory in order to assist you. That being said, as she starts looking you, Marcus, up and down specifically, I'm not going to promise that I have things that are capable of fitting at all.
Marcus is gonna smile and be like, "Okay."
Just give him 3 helmets.
I mean, technically they are weapons, so.
She said,
Bazookas.
3 helmets. That's great.
that being said, you can each have access to maybe perhaps one of my more mundane weapons. But also, if you look inside yourself, you'll see that Moro has granted you access to an artifact or a relic. Typically speaking, you would only be able to acquire and use this relic that corresponds with your own direct path. However, due to Moro and his blessings, you will have access to use other artifacts from other paths as well.
That's a relief.
That being said, in the way of armor, I'm not exactly sure how much I can help you out with, depending on your sizes. Some of you, it's a simple resizing, and I could probably help you out with. Others, as she looks at Marcus once again, yeah, there's no hope.
I'm used to it.
I have a feeling that's coming from personal experience. Marcus's personal experience, I should say.
Yeah.
He has been trying to get heavy armor since he got back to London, to no success. The biggest success he has is the prophecy from Jacques, basically telling him that Deanne's going to introduce him to somebody, and then he's going to aid Marcus in some way after Marcus meets with this guy. So,
I do have a question for Sansu and the other
Yes.
players.
how long are we going?
Yes, and who needs to go to bed?
I think it sounds like we're all good. Nobody's.
Well,
Said
you
otherwise.
say that, but sometimes people tend to fall asleep.
Jade.
I'm awake.
I wasn't going to
Ash.
say her name.
Oof.
Well, I mean, she works
What?
hard.
She does. She does work very hard.
Well,
Also, I have,
everybody has responded now. So
has Combi responded?
Yeah.
yes, he said oof.
Combine, how
Yeah.
long are you good for?
15 minutes about.
Okay.
15 minutes. Okay. So, Laguna, I want you to real quick, under abilities, look through your features and stuff, and like your inventive creations. I want you to look up read through that, and make decisions, because you're going to be given a time period where you're going to be able to enact that. Okay?
Yep.
and that way we can go ahead and cover it. And whenever we return next session, like I can have those items in your inventory for you. As for the rest of you, is there? I just noticed your inventory.
What is my proficiency bonus for this?
Use your proficiency bonus for what?
The inventive creations. It says you can have up to your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so your proficiency bonus is +2 right now, so you can have up to 2 items.
Okay.
And everything should use like your intelligence for any DCs or casting or anything like that. So, before you head out, would any of you like to take a trip through my armory? Maybe equip a non-relic item, weapon, or defensive item?
I would appreciate that very much.
Okay. As she walks you through, you see the corridor, and once again, you can see the stars outline it. As at this point, you are able to completely comprehend. You're in space. You have reached the point of being beyond the skies, beyond the clouds, beyond the heavens. You're in outer space. Something that none of you truly understands. Something that up to this point mankind has only dreamed of. And as you follow her, you notice some more handleless doors on the side. And she walks up to one and it slides open. And in there you can see like weapon and armor stands. As she has almost every single type of weapon. And then she has actually a bunch of medium armors, but they're all tailored for women.
How about busty women?
You
She
find
already
nothing.
stated that there was
Yeah,
nothing for
you find
Just-
nothing that's fitting you.
Just double checking.
All right, what about
Um,
me?
3 helmets.
How tall is she compared to me?
Oh shit, hold on. Let me pull up her thing. Wait, where the fuck is your... I got your picture. Where's your thing?
I don't know, in my pants. Like,
Hold on, I gotta...
what do you expect me to say here?
So the way this goes is like I keep notes and stuff, and then I have like other links to... I have links to other notes all organized that contains like I've got all the NPCs, I've got the images, the Arias image of the planet, and all the maps and everything, all on this, and I've got it titled like Moro Quest. That way I can just pull up this one note and have access to most everything I need. Where the fuck did her NPC thing go? Well, fuck. She has been erased. Something happened and she was not saved.
She flipped off Moro and she was erased from existence. I'm just messing. Also, I was doing a little bit of shiny hunting in Pokemon Moon, and I just now caught a shiny Spinda.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, yeah. Tell your DM how you're more interested in playing a Pokemon game while he's DMing your campaign.
Okay, listen. It's long, tedious, and boring. So the
campaign?
D&D.
Oh wow! Oh
No,
wow!
I'm
Oh
talking about
wow!
the game. I'm talking about
I
the
mean,
shiny
I don't force you to play.
Now you
Well,
misconstrued my words. The campaign is very enjoyable to listen to while I'm having to deal with this convoluted mess.
It's alright, Combi's playing Roblox.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Well, I'm just like setting up some fucking thing, just being AFK. So make of that as you will.
I'm doing schoolwork.
I mean,
Goodness. Or
it's one of those.
Ash is napping.
It's not that your campaign is boring. It's just that it helps us get through the boring stuff.
Messing with you.
What's wrong with my inventory?
Oh, there's a lot of problems, isn't there?
I think that's like
so-
3 too many books.
No. His Moro inventory. Do you want to tell him or should I?
Go for it.
So in his inventory, he's got his lightning rod of erudition,
Yes.
which is his relic. And then he has Tom Tom.
I mean, it is in his arms. It's just equipped.
Yeah, let's make you equip it. You've equipped Tom Tom now.
That's not right. I've never used Tom Tom as a weapon.
I will. Give it to me. If you're not gonna do it, pussy, let me do it.
Oh. Rated 18 for everyone.
Like you're trying to play with their own pussy.
Oh.
Exactly.
All right, moving through. So there's
So since we're on the
almost
subject of inventories, this bow, is it something she carries or is it generated? Like, is it manifested?
so the way it goes is like you just walk around and you can manifest it.
Okay, and is it a limited usage? Because I know it states in there that I can create ice arrows at no cost, but it doesn't. The bow itself doesn't say it has a limit or not.
Okay, the bow does not have a limit on itself, but if you look like under your action tab where it says Icy Longbow of Preservation,
Uh-huh.
you see you've got those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 charges.
No, I do not see charges. Oh, okay. Next to, okay, I see what you're, so the ice affinity in the 6th phase.
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
basically, the bow itself's not just a regular attack weapon. I have to use one of those abilities.
Well, no, the bow itself is a regular attack weapon.
So I don't need a weapon, is what I was trying to get at. Am I going to need a backup weapon, or is just rocking this bow going to be good enough?
You have a ranged weapon. Your bow just shoots out ice arrows.
Okay, that's all I need then. I won't need anything else. My dex and my strength are the same, so me picking up a sword's not gonna really benefit me any. I'll just use the bow. That's all I was trying to get at, was if I'm gonna need a spare weapon at all.
No. Now, if you're using like the ice affinity, it uses 1 charge to use.
Yeah, and then the 6 one's 2 charges.
Yes.
Now is that as a whole? Like, is that what, eight charges shared, or is it 8 charges apiece?
8 charges shared.
Okay.
That recharges on a full long rest.
Roger.
And then for your specific path abilities, like you have Amber Shield. That is your. You use a path charge every time you use your Amber Shield.
Which is basically a spell slot in this instance.
Yeah. And
Okay.
all of you have these spell slot uses. And the way they work is it's considered pact magic, so you regain them on a short rest.
Way to go, warlocks.
Yeah.
And then you are a devotion for your this is how I preserve ability. So
And I can't change that until I level.
well, it's based around like I did it. Remember when I was asking you the questions about Marcus?
Uh-huh.
That's when you chose this. So
Yeah,
I
no,
basically,
I'm fine with it. That's why I was just saying I wouldn't be able to change it during combat or during a
okay,
long rest. I have to level to change it.
yeah. So I'm also going to tell you guys this. As you are now, you cannot level up in the Moro universe.
That makes sense. It's not our home universe.
However, you gain all the experience, and your bodies back on Earth level up.
That's
And
really
then-
nice.
And then the next time, every time you enter this universe, your stats, HP, and levels reflect what you have at Earth. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So you will not be able to gain the experience and level up until after you leave, or while you're in the process of leaving this universe to go back to Earth. That is when you'll gain your experience. That is when you'll level up. I love this thing in here from Flickr, from Combi. Yes, Combi. This is Marcus. This is Marcus. That's okay. Laguna is not Herta. You
Nothing gun.
no. Well,
You
kinda. Yours is actually based around MC. You're not Stella. You're Foxian version of not Stella.
what the fuck?
Oh shit, I forget his name.
Kalis.
No. No. I'm talking about the assassin guy that follows Fei Xiao.
Assassin guy that follows Space Xiao.
The electric hooded guy.
Electric DPS?
Yeah, he's a Path of the Hunt.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
No, wait. Path of the Hunt. No, Jing Yuan is in Hunt. Is he?
No, you're thinking. You're thinking of the Nihility cook / medical doctor / poisoner that follows Fei Xiao. This is the other guy, the human that follows Fei Xiao around. He wears a lot of purple, has the electric daggers, does the wolf shadow thing.
I think I know who. Fuck!
Yeah, I cannot remember his name. Ari originally was going to be not him. Laguna is basically a lightning version of Herta.
Perfect.
Marcus is not March 7th. Hope is the abundance guy from Penacony. The fictionologist.
He studies fiction?
Oh my god.
They spread fiction instead of they literally go out around spreading fiction instead of history, warping people's perception of history into fiction.
Oh, so I'm a hazard. How fitting.
Well, you're also a medic. You'll be fine.
So
You know, the guy
Abundance is medic.
kind of.
It's abundance to heal.
Kind of. I mean, it's also kind of like the wrong way to use healing magic
I
kind of
noticed
shit.
that right off the bat. By the way.
Yeah, so you can heal other people, or you can just enhance the shit out of yourself and use it to fight.
Yeah.
Like, you have the healing abilities of a cleric. You have the reject nihility or turn undead like a cleric, but you have fighting styles like a fighter or a paladin.
I
So I
noticed
guess
the
it-
paladin abilities, I think.
It was Moze. Moze?
Yes, Mose.
Yeah. Moze. That's
Alright.
such a fucking weird name.
Yeah. That's who Ari's character was originally based off of. But then I was like, I've got to make her a Borson and make you a Foxian. Just because Ari and Flicker are always at each other's throats anyways.
Okay.
Makes
Oh.
sense.
I figured it had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys have any items, look around for any items or anything, and I think we're going to go ahead and call session with you guys searching through for inventory. And I'm going to let you guys look at your character sheets and then ask me any questions about your abilities, etc., like off stream.
Okay.
For those of those off chat or in chat, like chat can still hear me right now, right?
Yeah, you're still good.
All right. For those in chat who's not understanding what's going on, there is a mobile game called Honkai Star Rail.
But you can also...
Now,
Sorry.
a few months ago, I created a tabletop version for this game. And what I've just did is, as a tester, I've transported my players into an alternate universe to test out the functions and system of it altogether. That being said, Combi has been working on going to hopefully DM a Honkai Star Rail campaign with the system I've set up. I am looking forward to being one of the players on there. It is a brand new system. It has its own rule sets. So it'll be new for those who are interested. So feel free to reach out, and if you want to reach out and don't know how, we have a link to our Twitch page that will take you directly to our Discord. You can join our Discord channel there. And, from there you'll be able to reach out and say, hey, I'm actually kind of interested in this Honkai Star Rail TTRPG.
I have a question for Sensu. Is this
Go for
the
it.
same game that has decided to do a crossover with Fate?
Yes. I wasn't actually going to advertise the mobile game itself, but
I did find
yeah,
it canonically ironic, though.
well, here's my point on the whole matter. Fuck them. I prepared this crossover months before they ever announced anything.
I know.
Yeah,
It was
that's
so
like a
funny.
year ago.
You had this all planned out, and then it was like,
I had it all planned out. I was already started the system. I had started this entire thing like last year. You guys might have still been in Switzerland at the time when I was already working on this stuff.
And then Hoyo just said, you know what? Hey, let's do this.
Yeah, so you know what? Fuck you, Mahoyo. I started the crossover. I thought of it first. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not fuck you, Mahoyo. Not for that. You do a
Still,
bunch of
fuck 'em.
other
I do not like Taro.
Yeah,
yeah, there's
they
plenty.
they
Of
do a bunch of other shady shit. So
Well, they're also Chinese, and that's a whole thing of itself. They're generally fine as a game dev company. They just suck at making their players happy.
well, it's not even the fact of making their players happy. They've had a history of doing shady shit with some of their content creators too.
If I remember correctly, that was like one thing, and that's the
Oh
only
no no.
thing
Oh no, this goes back all the way back from Genshin Impact, and then they started doing it with like some Honkai Star Rail stuff. It's in their contract stuff. They really, it's been multiple cases.
I'll have to look into it later then.
Anywho, thank you for
Anywho.
everyone for joining.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. You guys feel like raiding out?
No.
I have. I mean, we don't have to. We can just end stream here.
I mean, it's up
That
to
being
you.
said, we can end stream here. That being said, I am going to stay in the VC. I will take a brief after stream break, but I will be in VC, and you guys just message me, ask me any questions you guys have pertaining to your characters, and then we'll pick up like while you're gone. Think of in between sessions, just think of like what kind of items and stuff. Ash, think of what you're going to do for your inventive creations.
I already did.
Okay. Do
Already?
you have a message for me somewhere on something about
It's in
it?
the notes on my sheet.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, it
I will get that set up in between our.
Crap.
I'll have that set up for your sheet by next session.
Zanzu, I want a fan.
Good night, everyone.
But
You
other-
won't
Rating.
You won't
fan.
like a fan, like the actual floor. Okay.
Listen, if I'm Harmony, I must do my bit. I'll see
Well,
I
you-
get a bat.
You have the Stella hat from the watchmaker.
Yes.
All right, but thank you everybody, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Bye-bye.